Hello everyone and welcome back to the Houston Texans franchise. We're coming off a bye week this week as we're going to be going up against the Las Vegas Raiders in just a little bit. Heading into the bye, we are in last place. So, I was trying to decide what we should do. I went ahead and did the sort of team bonding retreat. And we'll see what kinds of, boosts or downgrades that gives me. So it's plus 10 morale for all players, so that might improve overall a bit, but it is -5 awareness, and I know awareness affects overall a lot in this game. So yeah, I imagine overall will be mostly the same. We do have a breakout DB this week. The Raiders are also 1-4, kind of a battle for last place in the NFL right now. Desmond King has a breakout scenario. It'd be really nice to get him. I believe he already has star development, so this would be for superstar development. So it would be 2 INTs, forced fumbles, tackles for loss, or sacks, or hold the Raiders to, I think it was like 150 or less yards. Here's the standings by division. We're 1-4. The Titans are 4-1, leading our division. The Patriots are 4-2. Bills are 2-4, and the Dolphins are 2-4. This is sort of opposite of real life. Chiefs and Broncos are both 5-1. Raiders, obviously, we played today, are 1-4. Bears 4-2. Packers lead the division at 4-2. Buccaneers are 5-0. The Falcons are 1-5. They're really struggling. Eagles are 5-1, and the Cowboys down here at the bottom are 0-6. Kind of brutal for the Cowboys, as they're honestly a pretty good team. NFC West is led by the Cardinals, surprisingly. The Seahawks are struggling at 1-5. And then on our injury report, we are still without starting center Justin Britt. And we'll take a look at the Raiders injury report. They won't have Alex Bars or Dylan Parham, who I assume is the starting left guard there in Vegas. So not super key injuries for either team, although it sucks to miss some of those interior offensive linemen. But either way, here we are in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Texans versus Raiders. One of us will be leaving 2-4, the other 1-5, with obviously a better draft pick, as I think that both of these teams are sort of in that bottom tier of the NFL, just trying to get a good draft pick. And we are underway here in Las Vegas as we will kick off to the Raiders, and a knee in the back of the end zone brings Derek Carr and company onto the field for the first time today. Derek Carr obviously has a lot of weapons. He has Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow. I mean, this team on paper, offensively at least, is quite good. So definitely going to be a bit scary to try to keep up with them. First play is a pass for Derek Carr under a little bit of pressure, but dumps this off. That's Josh Jacobs with a pickup of about 15 yards to the 40-yard line. And this will be a handoff to Jacobs this time, and he runs into Jalen Petrie. Met pretty quickly and gang tackled, only a pickup of about 3. 2nd and 7 now. Carr back to throw. He's got, that's Foster Moreau to the right side, and he's got quite a big gain there to the 31 of the Houston Texans. Back to pass again is Derek Carr. To the left, he's got Devontae Adams. He breaks a tackle, and Jonathan Owens gets tripped by Desmond King. Not a great way to start for Desmond King, who's trying to get superstar development today. Gets beat by one of the best wide receivers in the league, and then actually trips Jonathan Owens, who really was the only one who had a shot at making that tackle. Touchdown, Raiders. They made that look very easy, and they did it very fast. On comes Davis Mills. He has struggled mightily to this point, whether it's the user, myself, fault, or his. He's had a lot of inaccurate throws. Let's see if he can improve today. Handoff Dameon Pierce for the first play of the game for the Texans. That's a pickup of about 3. Out of the shotgun now. Mills changing the play, and he's back to pass. And he's going across the middle of the field into triple coverage, looking for Equanimous St. Brown. That forces 4th down, and that's a 3-and-out for the Texans to start the day. Derek Carr back onto the field. Out of the offset I formation, it's a handoff to Jacobs. He's got a pickup of about 5. They'll call it 4. 2nd and 6. And Carr back to pass. He's got a lot of time to throw. He finds Darren Waller across the middle of the field, and he's past midfield and to the 46 in Houston territory already on their second drive of the day. Handoff, Jacobs met very quickly by Desmond King, but he can't bring him down. And instead, it will be a loss of 1, but it would have been nice to get that loss for Desmond King. Obviously, he needs like 2 TFLs. And then down the field looking for Hunter Renfrow. He comes down with it, beats Steven Nelson on this one to the 22 are the Oakland Raiders. Their offense looks very mighty so far today. To the right side, finds Josh Jacobs on the dump off, and Jonathan Grenard is injured on this play. He's been probably our best edge rusher so far. Don't want to see him go down. Darren Waller, he'll pick up the first down here, and well inside the red zone are the Las Vegas Raiders. 4.5 minutes left in the first, and it's to Darren Waller again. Can he punch it in? No, he's stopped by Steven Nelson and company there on the right side at the 1-yard line. Big Darren Waller cannot punch it in, and instead it's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he's met quickly as well. Jonathan Owens brings him down in the backfield. Now 2nd and goal from the 1. Carr to throw, and he's sacked. And that is Blake Cashman on the sack. A guy who hasn't played a ton this year, but, you know, picked that up where it counted. And it's picked off. It's Derek Stingley on 3rd and goal. He brings this out of the end zone. Obviously thought I had a lane there to return it, but Derek Stingley on the big interception. And that is huge. We hold them to 0 points on that red zone drive. Great job from Derek Stingley. Derek Carr obviously trying to throw it into a ton of coverage. Really just overthrew Hunter Renfrow completely there. And Derek Stingley, good jumping, jumps up, gets it. That brings the offense onto the field. And Davis Mills looking to throw. And across the middle of the field, he's got Nico Collins. That should be good for a first down or very close. 2nd and 10 now after the first down. Mills back to throw under pressure. Hit as he threw, and that's going to be inaccurate. 3rd and 10 now, and down the middle of the field, Jordan Akins can't come down with it, and we will have to punt once again. Not quite a 3-and-out this time, but it feels almost exactly the same, and the Raiders get the ball back even after the Houston interception. 1st and 10 now for Derek Carr. He's got a decent bit of time to throw, dumps this off to Renfrow, who steps out of bounds, and that's a pickup of about 7. The one incompletion for Carr today is that interception. Handoff to Jacobs this time. He can't pick up the first down. Actually hit pretty hard there by Neville Hewitt. 2nd and 10. It's a pitch to Jacobs, and he's brought down in the backfield. He actually fumbles, and Jonathan Owens brings down. That's a lineman that picked it up, and they force a 3-and-out. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 24 for Houston. I don't know how that's considered good accuracy. Obviously, it was a terrible miss. But this time, not a miss to Equanimeous St. Brown, and he makes a man miss. He's got Nico Collins with him, but it's not going to matter either way. Touchdown, Texans. Equanimeous St. Brown gets the reception, makes a man miss, and runs it all the way in to even up the score. And this is why I liked Equanimeous St. Brown. He's a big target with really good speed. So that's why I signed him when I saw him on free agency. And it really made the trade of Brandon Cooks that much easier to swallow, as I don't feel like we lost all that much productivity through the air by adding Equanimeous St. Brown. Derek Carr back out on the field, takes the snap here. It is the 2nd quarter now, 2nd and 10 as well. Jacobs brought down, and that's a pickup of about 4. 3rd and 6, Carr out of the shotgun. Has quite a bit of time to throw, looks to the left, and it's actually incomplete. I guess Renfrow had a foot out of bounds when he caught that, and that's another 3-and-out for Las Vegas. And the Houston Texans, with about 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, can actually take the lead on this drive. Davis Mills back to pass, and he likes Jordan Akins there on the left side of the field. He comes down with a reception, a big gain for Houston on the first play of the drive. From the 49 now, it is 2nd and 10. And Mills across the middle, under pressure, inaccurate, and that is incomplete. 3rd and 10. Mills back to throw again. And across the middle, wide open is John Mechie, but obviously they left that because they didn't think that we could convert, and we could not. 4th and 1 now, and we will elect to just take the lead with Kaimi Fairbairn, assuming he makes the kick, and he does. It is now 10-7 for the Houston Texans. Looking pretty good so far today. The defense has definitely been decent these past couple weeks against the Jags and now the Raiders. 1st and 10, 8 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Josh Jacobs on the run. He doesn't find anything. That's a big hit from Christian Kirksey in the backfield. 2nd and 9 now. Derek Carr to pass. And under a little bit of pressure there at the very end. Finds Renfrow, though. He steps out of bounds. It's 3rd and 1. Empty set for Carr. To the left side of the right side of the field, but it's completely a terrible throw, and that forces another 3-and-out. That one, obviously, the defense didn't capitalize, but just a bad throw from Derek Carr. 2nd and 9 now. Davis Mills back to throw. He finds Equinemius St. Brown for a pickup of about 7. 3rd and 3. Mills back to throw again. And looking deep down the field, he's got Nico Collins with the step. It's deflected and intercepted. Nico Collins had a step, but Davis Mills didn't quite get the air underneath it. Harmon with the interception off of the deflection. A good heads-up play by the Raiders defense. And another interception for Davis Mills. Still the second quarter. Fake handoff to Jacobs, and then he will throw to Darren Waller, who's met pretty quickly by Blake Cashman. 2nd and 5. And Carr, under a little bit of pressure, throws it right side. Josh Jacobs just had to make sure he stayed in bounds for that catch, and then falls out of bounds. Carr off the play action to throw off of his back foot, and it's caught, but it's out of bounds for Foster Moreau. 4th and 2, the Raiders will have to punt again. What is that, 3 or 4 3 and outs for this Raiders team that our defense is forcing. So really well played today by the defense. The offense has just not been able to keep up, really, although we do have the lead. Dameon Pierce met immediately in the backfield as the defender there was unblocked. 2nd and 14 now. Mills looking to throw to the right side of the field. He finds Nico Collins for the reception. That's a pickup of 12. It makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 2. Dameon Pierce on the run. He breaks a couple tackles. He's just short of the first down. We're lining up to go for it on 4th and inches. It's going to be a handoff to Hairston, our fullback, and he gets it by plenty. 1st and 10 now from the 35. We have hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Mills back to throw, finds O.J. Howard. He makes a man miss and doesn't quite get the first down, but does get a pickup of about 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Mills out of the shotgun, looking to throw, finds Equinemius St. Brown. He's brought down, but not until he reaches the 44 of Vegas. Back to throw again is Mills. Finds Jordan Akins on this one. He's brought down quickly, but it is still a good gain to the 28. 1 minute remaining here in the first half. And Mills finds Nico Collins in the end zone, but he can't reach it. Oh, that really should have been a touchdown. Davis Mills instead on the next play dumps it off to John Mechie across the middle of the field. And we will call a timeout. 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. And that one is caught, actually, by Equinemius St. Brown. A really nice catch by one of the 2 St. Brown brothers. 1st and 10 now. Mills to throw under some pressure, and he's going to be sacked. And we will have to use our final timeout. 39 seconds now, 2nd and 20. So we do have a couple plays to work with. Dump this off to Dameon Pierce to get a little bit of it back. Pickup of about 7. 3rd and 14. Mills back to throw. Looks down the middle of the field. It's Nico Collins. And that's a touchdown for the Texans in the final sort of 30 seconds here of the first half. That is a perfect throw, by the way, by Davis Mills while under pressure, something we don't see a lot from him, but really threaded the needle in triple coverage there. And it was a perfect throw to Nico Collins, and that is a touchdown to bring us into the half. And it is 17-7 for the Texans. Obviously, after the blown lead we had against the Jags, I don't trust any lead here at this point, as we are known to absolutely just get rid of our leads as quickly as we get them. We will start with the ball here in the second half, though, as Smith brings this out of the end zone and up to about the 25, which is where Davis Mills and the Houston Texans offense will take the field again today. Now in the second half, handoff. Dameon Pierce makes a man miss. That gives him a big running lane, and that's a pickup of about 10. They'll call him just short of the first down marker. 2nd and inches. Another handoff to Dameon Pierce. Trucks over one defender, and that's a pickup of about 5. Good for a first down. 1st and 10. Pierce to run once again. That's a pickup of 5. Now 3rd and 3. A fake handoff to Pierce this time, and we're looking down the field. That's Equinemius St. Brown, but he has it broken up. 4th and 3, the Texans will have to punt on their first drive of the second half. And it is a good punt as we do pin them at the 7. So for the first time in the second half, we see the Raiders offense. And the first play for them will be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. He makes a man miss and has a pickup of about 7. On 2nd and 3 now, Carr out of the shotgun, back to pass. Across the middle of the field, he finds Keelan Cole for a good gain here. He's to the 32, and it will be 1st and 10. Now fast forward to 2nd and 10 here for the Raiders. And this one going to be dumped off to the left side, and that is recepted by Josh Jacobs, but not much of a gain there. 3rd and 9 now, Derek Carr. has some time to throw. He finds that's Davante Adams wide open on the left side of the field there. Really just sort of blown coverage. I guess that's just the weak part of the zone in this formation, and they took advantage. 1st and 10, handoff Jacobs, and he's brought down, but he does pick up about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 now. Carr to throw, finds, is that Renfro? It is, in the middle of the field to the 40. Carr to throw under some pressure off his back foot, looking for Davante Adams, but he overthrows him. I do think if that's a perfect throw, Adams makes that catch, as he did have a step. Josh Jacobs on the handoff has a ton of room, makes one man miss, and then is eventually brought down by a number of Texans defenders. Rasheem Green injured now on this play. Handoff, Josh Jacobs breaks one tackle, but then is met quickly, and that is Okoronkwo in on that tackle. Rasheem Green has an abdominal tear, so he will definitely miss the rest of this game. Unsure if he will miss more time other than that. Steven Nelson on the tackle after a reception by Keelan Cole there. 1st and 10 from the 14 in the red zone are the Raiders. All day to throw, Derek Carr, but all day runs out. 2nd and 18 now after a sack from Malik Collins, our starting D tackle. I believe Jonathan Grenard, who is back in the game, he also got a piece of that. He may be credited with a half sack. 2nd and 18 after the sack, Derek Carr dumps this one off to Darren Waller, but he's brought down, cannot make anyone miss. 3rd and 16. Handoff Jacobs on the draw. He's going to get most of it back, but is brought down short of the line to gain either way. 4th and 4 now for the Raiders. They will elect to just kick the field goal and make this a one-possession game. It is now 17-10 in favor of the Texans. Can we hold on to this victory, or will we throw it away like we did with the Jags? Let's find out. Play action to Dameon Pierce. A great throw from Davis Mills to O.J. Howard. He really can make these throws sometimes. It's just never know when it's going to be inaccurate. Dameon Pierce handoff. And through a big group of defenders, picks up 6 on that one. 2nd and 4. Another handoff to Dameon Pierce. He'll pick up the first down on this one, and then is brought down from behind. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It is 17-10 in favor of the Texans, and we will see if we can hold on. Ty Johnson on the carry. Haven't seen him a whole lot today. We've definitely been going to Dameon Pierce more so in this week. 2nd and 2. Handoff Pierce up the middle, and he's got a pretty big gain to the 28. 1st and 10 for the Texans. A touchdown, or really any score here, would go a long way to sealing this game. Dameon Pierce, a pickup of 5 on this one. 2nd and 5. And then this time a fake. That's Ty Johnson in the backfield. Coming open across the right side of the field is John Mechie. He's inside the 10, pushed out of bounds at the 8. Inside the 10, 1st and goal for the Texans. Handoff, Pierce. He's got a blocker in front of him. Makes a man miss, but is brought down at the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. Pierce still in the backfield. And we'll hand it off to him. And he's got a touchdown through the right side of the line. Touchdown, Texans. Touchdown, Dameon Pierce. He's got a lot so far this year. And only 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. The Texans will go up 24-10 as we'll watch the kickoff here from Johnston. Keelan Cole in the middle of the end zone will just take a knee, and we will see if the Raiders offense can get their team back into this. They're down by 2 scores once again. Really probably going to need a touchdown here. Derek Carr back to throw. Has quite a bit of time. Finds Hunter Renfro there on the right side of the field. Brought down quickly by Jalen Petrie. Derek Carr really having a pretty good day outside of the 1 interception. Josh Jacobs pick up a 5. Brought down from behind. From the 43, Derek Carr, left side. Darren Waller, he's got a lot of running room, and he's surprisingly fast for how big he is. Brought down by the Texans safeties, Jonathan Owens and Jalen Petrie. 1st and 10 now for the Raiders. Back to throw Derek Carr. And across the middle finds Keelan Cole. That is a gain of 5. 2nd and 4. Darren Waller on the gain this time. And he'll be to the 14. Already in the red zone are the Raiders. Not wasting a ton of time. It's only been about 3 minutes. Josh Jacobs, a big spin move, makes a couple men miss. 2nd and 1 after the pickup of 9. From the 6, Derek Carr to throw. All kinds of time. It's breaking down again. He's hit as he throws. Jacobs comes back to it, but is going to end up losing yards because of it. Instead of 3rd and 1 with an incompletion, it's now 3rd and 7. Jacobs maybe should have just let that one drop. 3rd and 7 now for the Raiders. To the end zone, and then Davante Adams comes back to it, and he scores. A great play by the veteran wide receiver Davante Adams. Comes back to the ball and punches it into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. 24-17 with 4 minutes left. Boy, oh boy, does this look familiar. As the Raiders will kick it off to Trevon Smith in the end zone. He'll call for a fair catch, and the offense will come back out onto the field. We were in a very similar spot last week, as Dameon Pierce will take this run, and he'll pick up about 7 yards, actually. But Dameon Pierce obviously fumbled in that situation. Let's see if he can hold on to the ball a little better this time. And that'll be a first down for the Texans. Now only about 3 minutes left. Handoff Pierce again, and he's brought down after a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8. It's going to be another handoff to Dameon Pierce. He's got some good blocking, but is brought down pretty quickly. Now 3rd and 3. Mills will look to throw, and he's got Jordan Akins, but it's knocked away. That'll force 4th and 3. Under 2 minutes left, the Raiders have a chance to go down the field and tie this game. 1st and 10 from the 14. And Derek Carr, he's hit as he throws. He does get that away. He would have been down on the 1 or maybe even in the end zone. And Derek Carr to throw again on 2nd and 10 after taking that big hit. He leads Josh Jacobs out of bounds. 3rd and 10 now for the Raiders. It's kind of getting to do or die. And he will find Davante Adams, but he can't come up with the reception. Well played by Christian Kirksey. 4th and 10. This is pretty much the ball game for the Raiders. And Derek Carr going deep down the field on 4th and 10. And it's caught, but it's knocked away by Steven Nelson. I think that Davante Adams was coming down with that ball, and it ended up hitting the top of Steven Nelson's helmet and went incomplete. And the Texans, pending obviously a Dameon Pierce fumble as Laramie Tunsil goes down injured, the Texans are going to win this game. 1.5 minutes left. The Raiders do have their timeouts. Obviously, we had to use one there with Laramie Tunsil going down. So the Raiders will only use their first timeout here on 3rd and 3. Handoff Pierce. He's not going to get the first down. Does pick up about a yard. It's 4th and 2, and we are just going to take the points here. That's a pectoral strain for Laramie Tunsil, so not very serious for him. Fairbairn with the field goal. It's up. It's good. We are up by 10 with just over a minute remaining in the game, and this one is looking all but over. Obviously, the Raiders will have a chance to try to make a miracle happen, but outside of that miracle, it's looking like a Houston Texans W. Derek Carr out of the shotgun. Obvious passing situation, and it will be. Looks like they're running slants. There's a flag down on the play. Hunter Renfrow with the reception, and he made a man miss, and he's got all kinds of room down the middle of the field. Eventually caught up to by Desmond King and brought down, but it's a holding penalty on the Raiders. We did see that flag in the backfield before that play happened, and that's coming all the way back. 2nd and 20 now for Derek Carr to throw. He's looking for, I think that's Adams. Actually, no, sorry, that was Keelan Cole on the right side of the field. Incomplete, however. 3rd and 20 now. Carr down the right side of the field. That one is Davante Adams. He totally dusted Steven Nelson. Jonathan Owens saves a touchdown by forcing him out of bounds at the 31 in Texans territory. There's still 45 seconds left to play. Derek Carr to throw. He's got quite a bit of time back there. Started to run out. Derek Stingley Jr. is going to intercept this, and he'll just go to the ground. Game over. The Texans have won. Derek Stingley Jr. with 2 interceptions on the day, both in huge spots for the rookie. And that one will seal this game for the Houston Texans. Derek Stingley Jr. coming up big in big situations. Obviously, Jalen Petrie was a big part of that as well, as he played the receiver while Stingley went for the ball. Either way, I think that's falling incomplete. But a nice interception there for the rookie, Derek Stingley. And that's going to be the game. 27-17, the Texans overcome the Raiders and have snapped this 4-game losing streak. Now will improve to 2-4 on the year. Maybe not necessarily a good thing, to be honest with you. As the higher pick we get, the better. But I'm going to look to win these every single week. Only the 1 interception from Davis Mills, which is an improvement from, I think, consecutive weeks of multiple interceptions at this point. And the Raiders will walk away empty-handed at 1-5 now. Derek Carr, I didn't think he played too bad. He did have the 2 interceptions that really hurt him. Davis Mills had 247, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 pick. So actually not a bad day at all for Davis Mills, the 103 passer rating. Yeah, one of his better games of the season, I would say, if not his best. I'm not really super sure on that one. Dameon Pierce obviously had the 1 touchdown. He had 80 yards on the day on 21 attempts. We didn't use Ty Johnson much at all today. Only 3 rushes for 10 yards, which is honestly the way it should be. Dameon Pierce should be getting the majority of the runs. All of the Raiders offensive players had more receptions than anyone for the Texans. Equanimeous St. Brown had 4 for 98, though, and a touchdown. Nico Collins, 3 for 42 and a touchdown. John Mechie, 3 for 32. O.J. Howard played pretty good. Jordan Akins was pretty good. And Dameon Pierce obviously had the 1 catch as well. We'll move on to defense. Unfortunately, Desmond King is not going to get his superstar development. He did not get any of the required stats. Did not have tackles for loss. Did not have sacks. Did not have picks. Fortunately, Derek Stingley stole those interceptions from him. Derek Stingley ended up with 2, so if it was for him, he would have gotten it there at the very end, but it was for Desmond King, and he's not going to get it. But he does still have star development, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I would have preferred for somebody like Derek Stingley to be getting that anyway. The Texans defense obviously will take a look at Derek Stingley. Obviously, the 2 interceptions for him. Desmond King obviously didn't get his superstar development. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying these. And as long as you keep liking them, I'm going to keep bringing them. So yeah, stick around and I will see you guys for the next one. Peace.